And you hold that belief that nobody really wants you and you're not popular enough or you're not interesting enough for other people to follow you, that will be your experience. The energy is not right and people are not going to follow you. Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to Rooted in the Cosmos, your podcast for all things New Earth vision, spiritual leadership, and higher consciousness. My name is Isabel Gloria, I'm your host, and today I have a brand new episode for you. We are going to dive into another spiritual concept, and I would almost say in one of the most important ones. We're going to talk about how you create your own reality and how you can create a better reality for yourself if there's something you want to improve. And I know this topic sounds basic because it's such a basic concept of a spiritual lifestyle. Like we talk about manifestation, we talk about you create your own reality, blah, 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 all that stuff. But today I really want to go deep into this topic and not just scratch the surface. So make sure to grab yourself a cup of tea or get a coffee, lean back and enjoy. We are going to dive deep today. I want to start this episode with a statement. Everything, including you, is energy. I think this is one of the most profound realizations that you have to make on your spiritual journey. You really have to understand that and understand that fully to be able to work with your co-creative power. Even though everything seems solid and separated in this physical dimension, you and everything around you are part of an interconnected web. It's like a unified field of different energies and frequencies that have crossing points. If we go a little bit more scientific here, the atoms that make up your body are constantly vibrating at a certain very fast rate, and this is called a frequency. And the frequency can be influenced by the frequency around you. So, have you ever walked into a room and you could feel the bad vibes immediately? Probably yes. So, that's the case. The energy around you, the frequency around you that's already there, is impacting your own frequency and your own perception of this energy. But what is even more important to know is that your frequency is mostly influenced by your own state of mind. If you have a strong mindset, if you have a strong frequency, the outside world cannot influence you that much. It comes more from within what can influence you. If you are in a positive state of mind, if you have positive thoughts, if you feel strong in yourself and stable in yourself, your frequency will be high. And this high vibration creates a strong energetic field, which makes it hard for negative energies to infiltrate your own energy. That means that you can protect yourself from negative energy by working on your own frequency and by having a strong energetic field. If you are, on the other hand, in a negative state of mind, your frequency becomes lower and the movement of like the energy is slowed down, which makes it possible for other energy to infiltrate your own energy field. It's almost like if you could see it visually, it would look like a very gappy energetic field that makes you very vulnerable to foreign low energies. Something you probably know is that like attracts like. So everything is energy, everything. And everything is vibrating at a certain frequency. And frequencies that match align and attract each other. So the universe resonates with whatever vibration you are giving off, whether it's positive or negative. And a positive energy would be a high frequency, a high vibration, and the negative energy would be a low frequency, a low vibration. So you always get more of what you give off. Even though we share, like as a collective, we share a reality through the frequency we collectively create. But you are, like you as a single person, you are living in your own reality at the same time. So you have your own perception of reality that nobody else has. This not only has to do with your multidimensionality, but also with how you perceive the world. And many, many aspects are playing into how you perceive your reality. It is, first of all, your soul type. Are you a starseed with a lot of cosmic information stored within you? Or are you a young soul? Are you an old soul? Stuff like that. Your reality is also influenced by your pre planned lessons and challenges and the surroundings that your soul chose as a playground for this incarnation. How you grew up also plays into your perception of reality, how emotionally supported you are, your personal experiences, your trauma, your talents, your beliefs, your values. There really is so much that plays into how you perceive reality. And that is what makes your core vibration. So, your core vibration is the outcome of all of these aspects that have shaped you into who you are today. You are looking at the world through that lens of this self-created reality, of that perception that is just part of you. Sometimes this lens can be very beneficial to you if you have a good mindset, if you are set up well, if you have like a positive view on the world. That can be really beneficial. The more negative side to that is that this lens for most of us means that we are looking at life through the filter of the past and of our limiting beliefs. And because everything is energy and like attracts like, you will subconsciously create more proof for your limiting belief or for your bad experiences from the past. Let's say you had a really toxic, horrible relationship, and you go into the next relationship, you get to know another person, you vibe with that person, you really like them, but you go into this next relationship with that lens of the old one. You are afraid of them playing you. You are afraid of this relationship turning toxic. You are hyper aware of how this person reacts to certain situations because you expect them to react as bad as your partner before that. Something like that. So you are bringing this tainted energy with you in this new relationship. Or if you have a limiting belief about yourself, saying, I was never popular in school. I could never grow a business online. People would never want to follow me. Most likely, you are experiencing exactly that. So if you were to open up a social media channel now and you want to gain followers, you want to start a business, and you hold that belief that nobody really wants you and you're not popular enough or you're not interesting enough for other people to follow you, that will be your experience. The energy is not right and people are not going to follow you. These are just some like really simple examples of how our limiting beliefs and how our perception that we still see through the lens of the past can negatively influence our physical reality or our like actual reality that is now. The important thing is that the lens through which you see reality does not represent reality. It represents the part of reality you subconsciously choose to focus on because you are unaware of creating your reality in the first place. So, if you would be absolutely aware and if you would be constantly reminded that you are creating your own reality, you would want to change things. And that's what I'm here for. I'm telling you now, you are creating your own reality. We cannot magically create our own reality and just have things pop up for us, but there is truth in this saying that you attract what you give off and that you create more of what you already have inside of you. The good news is, though, you can always create a better new reality for yourself, and your past is not your identity. It does not influence your reality now if you really set your mind to it and if you really want to change things. You cannot completely rewrite your story, but you are free to fill the chapters yet to come. You are free to do things differently. You are free to grow, to evolve, to change your mindset, to change your belief. And I really want to be honest with you. There is a lot of manifestation and you create your own reality content out there, especially on TikTok and on all these platforms where a lot of people have a lot to say. And this is not something that happens overnight. Mindset shifts, adopting a new perception of reality, and eventually raising your vibration is not an overnight thing at all. So many aspects flow into that process, and it can't be done half-assed. You cannot write down your manifestation 50 times in a journal and expect it to just appear in your life. It's not that easy. I wish it was. You have to be committed to your awakening, your healing, and to living in your most authentic expression. It's not the one skill to be mastered. There's not one secret I can tell you. It's a process of deeply getting to know yourself and all the corners of your soul, conscious and subconscious. There are so many aspects that play into how you can create your reality, and everything needs time. Everything is like a process. Everything is connected to everything else. So if you would just take one tangible aspect of how to change your reality, which is, for example, money mindset, it can take years for you to actually change your money mindset and to actually have physical transformation in your finances because of that. I'm not saying it doesn't work, it totally does, but don't expect it to be a very quick thing. A lot of content creators and a lot of like these I'm going to call them superficial manifestation tips are out there, and they're not really helpful because they portray manifestation and co-creation in a very, very commercialized mainstream way, which is just not how it works. It does work, but it's a lot of inner work. It's a lot of commitment to self. By the way, if you hear a little dog snoring in the background, he's with me right now and I don't want to wake him up. It's a little bit annoying that he's snoring into the microphone. I hope I can edit it out, but if you hear him, that's just my little dog. You have to live with it now. I don't want to wake him up. But back to the topic. The reality around you is not a fixed thing that is separate from you. That's also such a big lesson to learn on our spiritual journey. Everything is created by you, by us. You are creating your own version of reality all the time, and everything in this universe is connected through energy and a divine force of creation. We are all connected with each other. Creation itself cannot be seen as the creation by the one infinite creator, by God, by source, whatever you want to call it. It is the co-creation of the one infinite creator and all its creations. So we are the creators, but we are also the created. And every conscious being is a creator themselves because all creation is based on the energy of thought. So your thoughts are the first step in co-creating a reality that you want to live in. All of your thoughts, your emotions, and your beliefs create your external experiences. They create your reality. And this wisdom is not a trendy new age belief or something you read in a trendy book. This knowledge is ancient and can be found in all religions and spiritual teachings if you get to the core of them. So there is definitely a deeper truth in like the commercialized mainstream version of manifestation. It goes so much deeper than that. And it's time to reclaim that wisdom and really take it seriously and not think about it as like a trendy thing that you can do and you write in your journal 50 times and then it happens. It's something that you live by. You really understand that you are a co-creator and you really step back into your power. That's exactly where I want you to go with this and how I want you to implement this into your life for it to be really powerful and really life-changing. It's a lifestyle. It's nothing that you do just sometimes. It's literally wisdom to live by. And when you start to perceive reality in this new empowering way, you will get to know yourself as a powerful co-creator, as someone capable of so much more than you may have thought. And you will awaken to the truth that you can be, do, or experience anything you desire if you learn how to align your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs with your desires. And like I said, it is not an overnight thing. It is a process. It's a lifestyle that you commit to. It's a process, it's a journey, and everything you do on your spiritual path serves the purpose of reclaiming that power so you can align with your desired reality. Every little thing you do plays into that. Let it be shadow work, let it be mindset work, let it be meditation, let it be past life exploration, let it be taking action, stepping into the world, sharing your wisdom online, moving closer to your goals of working in the spiritual field by taking action. All of that is part of you changing your reality because it's not just you thinking about it, it's also you taking action. Everything plays into that, everything you do. No matter if you heal trauma, expand your horizon, connect to your cosmic self, or reframe your limiting beliefs, it all adds to your ability to empower yourself and become a conscious co creator instead of just an unconscious co creator, because you are a co creator, no matter if you do it consciously or unconsciously. But those of us who are in the process of learning how to do it consciously and who are aware of that ability, we can influence how our reality is co-created by us. This is really intense work. I'm really going to be honest with you, and you have to allow yourself to give it time, enjoy the process, and accept that there is no fast way to do this. There may be some people online who tell you what to do and how to manifest and blah, 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 but there is no fast way to do this. Most importantly, you are doing it. You are on the way of reclaiming your power as soon as you consciously start to shape your reality. Like I just said, no matter if you are aware of it or not, you are always creating your reality in every moment of your existence. All of your emotions, your thoughts, your beliefs are creating and also impacting your reality in both positive and negative ways. You cannot do anything about it. It's just how it works. You are sending out a certain energy, a certain frequency, and you are co-creating with that energy, and it is manifesting in the world around you. However, if you can positively and consciously focus your thoughts on something, it allows you to achieve goals, succeed, and attain something you desire. A lot of it is thought and mindset and believing in yourself and thinking outside of the box. And the other thing is taking action steps, doing things and getting yourself in situations and circumstances that actually make it possible for this positive thought and this frequency to have an effect on the physical reality. Let's take this example again. You have a higher calling, you know that, and you want to work in the spiritual field. You don't know exactly what it's going to be like, you don't know what exactly you're meant to do, but you're feeling called to do something spiritual, to have a spiritual job and free yourself from your 9 to 5. If you do a lot of mindset work now, money mindset and believing in yourself, self-confidence work, that is amazing. But you also have to take action steps. You have to go to Instagram, start your account, start posting content. You have to open your YouTube channel and upload a video every week. You cannot just think about and dream about what you want and then expect it to magically appear in your life. You have to step into that reality as much as you can as soon as you're starting to manifest it. You have to do the things that make it possible for this energy to even impact the physical reality around you. So if you're dreaming about a spiritual career and an online business, you cannot not show up on social media. You have to get out of this comfort zone. You have to help the universe. It can only meet you halfway. Your negative thoughts are mostly unconscious and uncontrolled. It's like this mind chatter and this limiting beliefs that are playing like a broken record, and they can prevent you from succeeding and achieving your goals. Deeply ingrained beliefs that are not benefiting you add to this dynamic. So if you have deeply negative beliefs about yourself, and I promise you there are at least a couple of them, everybody has them, they are preventing this reality that you desire so much to manifest in your life. It makes it harder because you are constantly sending out, let's say the example from earlier, you want to show up on social media and gain a following and grow a business, but you genuinely don't feel like you're popular or important or interesting enough. If that is a deeply ingrained belief about yourself, this is what you are sending out. It doesn't mean that you're actually not interesting. It just means that you're sending out that energy so you don't even believe it yourself, so others cannot resonate with you. Others cannot suddenly say, "Oh, she's so interesting. What she has to share is so like valuable and interesting." If you don't even believe that about yourself, that's a huge thing. Self-belief and self-confidence is so important when it comes to manifestation. Because our limiting beliefs can be so different from each other, it's way more easy for someone to manifest something specific than it is for someone else. So your friend could easily manifest something that is super hard to manifest for you and vice versa. When you are able to make certain things happen with minimal effort, it means your thoughts and emotions are in alignment with what you want to make happen. When you want something but it just won't work out, the opposite is the case. Your negative thoughts, your beliefs, and your emotions connected to that are keeping you from creating the thing you want in your external reality. Another example, you out of nowhere effortlessly attract your dream job with minimal effort. Why? Why did that happen? Your thoughts, your emotions, and your beliefs around that job are in alignment with the reality of having that job. That means you feel worthy of getting that job because you know your skills, you know your worth, and you don't hold any limiting beliefs around making money because your family never struggled with making money. You don't have any negative emotions connected to that job or to making money because you don't feel like you absolutely need to get it to survive. Let's say that's your setup. You grew up in a family that always had money and always had a good job. So it's really, really easy for you to attract a job like that. Another opposite example, you really struggle to get your dream job and it just won't work out no matter how hard you try. Why? Because your thoughts, your emotions, and your beliefs around that job are not in alignment with the reality of having that job. So that could mean that you don't feel worthy of getting the job you want because you feel like it may be out of your expertise and you're not actually good enough for that job. You hold limiting beliefs around that job because no one in your entire family ever had a position like that. And you have negative emotions connected to the job because you really need to make money really fast. That's a completely different setup and it creates a completely different reality and emotional response. So everybody has their own little package and everybody has their own, I would say, construction sides when it comes to their manifestations. And you have to become aware of your limiting beliefs and of the setup or the surroundings, the upbringing, whatever it is that made you have these limiting beliefs so that you can consciously work on them because you know that they are blocking your success, achieving your goals, starting your dream business, whatever it is. I think you can see how it works. We are influenced by our thoughts, our beliefs, and our emotions when it comes to co creating our reality. And for all of these three aspects, there are no quick fixes. There is no quick way to do this. And so many different things play into this whole manifestation process. I really want you to know and understand that you can't read a book on positive mindset and become the master of your thoughts overnight. There is no quick fix. I've said this so many times in this podcast episode alone, and I really mean it because I've seen so many people who were playing into this whole let's manifest money out of nowhere, let's manifest your dream life overnight kind of thing, like this superficial idea of manifestation. And they didn't succeed and they just got so frustrated. And also, the book The Secret, I think that's a very mainstream and commercialized version of this ancient wisdom that is so valuable. And I'm not trying to bash this book because it has been like the introduction for many people to manifestation. But this superficial idea is what makes people frustrated because they don't see results and they don't do the actual work. They don't actually understand how it works and what is blocking them. And they expect it to happen immediately. And if it doesn't, they lose the entire trust and hope and belief in manifestation, which is so sad. It creates the opposite effect. So I really want you to be more conscious with this stuff. If it doesn't work, it doesn't mean that manifestation is not real. It means that there is something that needs to be looked at before it can work, or that there is something better in store for you that is manifesting in the background and you don't even realize. Like there is so many aspects that could be or that could cause your manifestations to not work out the way you want them to, that are not negative. It's not always just not working out. Sometimes it literally means something else is meant for you. It takes time and patience and working on different parts of yourself, and you can't decide to simply not think negative thoughts anymore because that doesn't work. On the other hand, though, don't become afraid of having negative thoughts. That's another thing I see in a lot of people. When they look into the superficial manifestation stuff, they're like, oh my God, if I think something negative is going to happen in my life and I'm going to attract something negative into my life. You don't immediately create a negative reality in your life or a negativity in your life because you think negatively about something. That's not how it works. Negative thinking can be reframed to empower yourself, but it can't be removed. And you still have to allow yourself to feel negative emotions and give yourself time to process them. There is nothing wrong with having negative feelings or negative thoughts. You are a human being after all, and you're meant to experience both negative and positive and all of that. Learning to become a conscious creator is a thing that happens naturally as you empower yourself through all kinds of spiritual, emotional, and mental work. And like a puzzle, it will piece itself together. This deep spiritual work that we're talking about is much more powerful than focusing on positive thinking only. To give you some tangible help to start out your manifestation journey or to implement that into your manifestation journey, I want to give you some tips and tricks on how you can change up your language, because language is like speaking spells. It's powerful. How you can switch up your language to create a more positive energy in your life. Simply said, you have to watch your language. The words you speak and the thoughts you think have power. They are all like spells, they're all energetically charged. For example, abracadabra is not just a fictional word that is used in fairy tales or in stories. Abracadabra is Aramaic, and Aramaic is the language the original Old Testament was written in, and it translates to something like, with my word I create. That is fascinating, right? Isn't that cool? Our words act like spells, and we can cast them to create our reality. The language and the words we use in like our daily lives and the words we think, they all add up and create our personal stories, which then eventually shape and create our reality. So watching your language and your thoughts is super important and super supportive to manifest and to create your own reality. The number one mistake that people make that dims their co-creative power is to focus on what they don't want instead of what they do want. So, for example, they would say something like, I'm afraid that I will end up with no money if I follow my dream to build a spiritual business. And what they put out into the world, into the universe, is, if I follow my dream to build a spiritual business, I want to end up with no money. Because that's what they focus on, the fear and the energetic blueprint of not having money because you start your spiritual business is already in existence. And if they go into this whole experience with that vibration, it's likely that this will manifest. Talking and thinking about yourself this way is not only painful, it's also destructive, and it's out of alignment with your heart energy. Think of it this way. You have a calling, you truly desire something, your entire heart wants this thing, wants this reality for yourself. So you're feeling intuitively, because heart energy is intuitive, you're feeling intuitively pulled towards something, and your mind keeps telling you, you're not gonna make it though. You're not good enough for that though. You won't get it though. So that is super painful. But you can make adjustments and become aware of your language and your thoughts to reclaim your power and use the spells that you cast for your own good. So instead of the example I said before, like I'm afraid to not have money if I step into my spiritual business, you could reframe that belief by saying, if I follow my dreams to build a spiritual business, I open a portal to financial freedom. And in the beginning, it may feel like you're not fully believing that, but the more you reinforce that and the more you remind yourself of that possibility, because that's literally the reality that you're calling in by believing that reality, the more real it feels to you. It's normal that it does feel like a little bit like lying to yourself in the beginning, and that's a normal process of reframing a belief. Once you have really embodied that belief and once you have ingrained it so much into your being, it becomes more natural and you actually start believing this. I gave myself this little challenge a few years ago, and I told myself I want to make myself believe that whenever I spend money, it comes right back and it doubles. And I kid you not, till this day, it happens so many times. Not every single time, but it's a reoccurring thing. And that is because I truly expect it. I truly believe that I'm not down if it doesn't work every time. I'm not thinking, oh my God, negative thoughts are popping in. Now it doesn't work anymore, blah, blah, blah. I'm not canceling my manifestation or my belief system like this if it doesn't work every time, but it works more often than not. And I've had large payments, large unexpected payments to make. And I was like, fuck. But then through alignment, through me deeply embodying that belief, the money just appeared in several ways, like through alignment, through signing up unexpected clients, stuff like that. I just had this happen last week. I made a payment, boom, unexpectedly the next day, double the payment comes back in. So I made myself have that belief and I embodied it so much, and I truly expect it now to happen that whenever I'm spending money, I'm like, oh, let's see if it comes back and how fast it's going to come back. So the process of spending money for me is not even negative anymore. I don't even have a feeling of lack anymore. I mean, sometimes if it's a really, like I said, unexpected large payments are like, whoa, shit, I have to pay that. And it's not like I'm completely free of any mindset blocks or any money blocks, but I truly and genuinely have this belief ingrained in me that it's coming back to me. So whenever I'm spending money, I don't even think about it. It's like, there it goes, there it comes, you know? And that is a good example of how you can reframe a belief and how it feels in the beginning like a little bit like a challenge or like lying to yourself or like making yourself believe it, and then you get the external proof for the first time, it becomes easier to believe it. Then you have external proof for the second time and third or fourth time, and it becomes easier and easier and easier to believe it until you fully embody that, and it's a new belief system, a new belief that is deeply ingrained in you. So to summarize it all, if you are on a manifestation journey or if you are stepping into your power as a co-creator, there is a few things that you can do now. Watch your language, watch your thoughts. Actively and consciously reframe your beliefs. If you catch yourself having a limited belief, consciously reframe that belief and make yourself believe that belief you want to believe, because that's the belief that is matching up with the reality you want to attract. That's the first thing. The second thing is patience. Not just mindset work and manifestation is playing into this. Your entire spiritual journey, like everything that you do, no matter if it is meditation, healing trauma, doing shadow work, working on your mindset, working on your routines, stepping out into the world as a content creator, all of that plays into the co-creation of your new reality. So give yourself time, and just for yourself, accept the fact that you are already stepping into your new reality with every single thing you do every day. So whenever you feel like, oh, I don't feel like posting today, I don't feel like speaking up today on my stories, I don't feel like working on my business today, remind yourself that if you're not doing it, you're not adding energy to the reality that you want to manifest. So keep adding that energy, keep taking all these little action steps that accumulate so much good energy and so much frequency of the reality that you want to attract, that you help this reality to come faster to you. And the third thing, and I just kind of said that, is take action steps. Obviously, work on all the mindset stuff, work on the thoughts, on the language, all these intangible things, but also take these action steps. Get yourself into situations that make it possible for your dreams to come true. If you want to start a spiritual business, start posting, hire a mentor, do everything you can to make this reality come to you faster. And lastly, don't be afraid of negative emotions or negative thoughts. You can still process them. You're still meant to do your shadow work. You can still feel like shit sometimes. It's all part of the process. It's just important that your overall thoughts and beliefs align with the reality you want to attract. But you do not have to avoid negativity at all cost. That is spiritual bypassing. That being said, I really hope this episode was helpful for you. I feel like it's a little bit longer than most episodes, so I hope you enjoyed your tea. And yeah, we will talk next week on Sunday for a brand new episode. Until then, have a beautiful week.